You're watching News Channel 18 at 6 with Gina Quattrochi and Jeff Smith. News from where you live.
We took several statements last night. There's nothing that we've learned that it was a gang-related type fight of any kind.
A Logansport man dies after being stabbed during a fight last night. Good evening, I'm Jeff Smith.
And I'm Gina Quattrochi. Thanks for joining us this evening. A Logansport teen has been arrested for murder. Police say they do not believe it was gang-related, even though gang members were at the crime scene.
News Channel 18's Aaron Leedy joins us now with tonight's top story. Aaron?
Logansport Police Chief A.J. Rosie says more arrests could be made as this investigation moves forward. And police received a call last night from the hospital about a patient with a stab wound. As officers responded to the call, they passed a large crowd near Michigan Avenue in Logansport, a site police would later discover was the crime scene. Logansport Police Department detectives spent their Thursday morning combing a crime scene in Logansport, looking for additional clues in a fatal stabbing. Police say it happened during an altercation near the River Bluff Trail entrance around 9:14 Wednesday evening. Police Chief A.J. Rosie says the suspect was found blocks from the crime scene.
Other parts of evidence that we obviously we had to deal with darkness last night. We processed this whole scene last night, and we actually picked the suspect up at his residence west of here, about 4 or 5 blocks.
The suspect, a 15-year-old juvenile, has been arrested for murder. The victim, 19-year-old Zachary Franklin, died at the hospital shortly after being stabbed. Chief Rosie says officers were on their way to the hospital responding to the stabbing report when they passed a large crowd of people gathered in this parking lot.
There was a couple witnesses at the emergency room, and officers at the scene were able to get information that a fight had took place in this vicinity.
Police estimate 10 to 15 people were gathered near the 800 block of Michigan Avenue. Police pinpointed this as the crime scene. Rosie says gang members were at the crime scene. Officers took several statements, but have not linked the stabbing to gangs.
There's nothing that we've learned that it was a gang-related type fight of any kind, but they are affiliated with gangs, yes.
Visitation for Zachary Franklin will be Monday from 4 to 8 p.m. at Krager Funeral Home in Logansport. The burial will be private, but the visitation is open to the public. The family requests contributions be made to Big Brothers Big Sisters of Cass County. Cass County Chief Deputy Prosecutor Lisa Swaim says the 15-year-old arrested for murder will have a detention hearing in circuit court at 2 o'clock in the afternoon tomorrow. Aaron Leedy, News Channel 18.